welcome back to the Experience Podcast. It's just me this week. We're doing another little commentary track here. This is an interesting one. This one's called, it's episode number 45, Final Exam Answers. Now, the description says Daniel and Tanner invite two guests and give a full spoiler review and breakdown of something. Now, I do not know who these two guests are, and I don't know what spoiler review and breakdown we do. Now, this was in May 2019. It could be. I'm trying to think of what happened during this time period. I have no idea. You know what? Honestly, I don't know. Well, because it's released on May 7th, so we probably recorded it, I don't know, a few days before then. So I don't remember what came out in that time period. It's been almost 7 years now. So, but anyway, we are also just for, I know everyone was asking, but OBS updated the recording software that I use for these. And so it's a little different, so I'm still kind of getting used to it. I don't know what this little symbol means. It's one of those, like, normally when you hover over, like, a little icon, it should, like, there should be a pop-up menu that describes what it is. This isn't doing it, so I'm not sure. Maybe I think it's output or something. I don't know. Anyway, I'm, like, trying to figure out what this is, but I think I figured out everything else. So, yeah, so this episode, it's 48 minutes and 54 seconds, so, we'll do our typical 15-ish, a little more than 15 minutes per. We'll do 3 parts as usual. Again, I haven't listened to this since we recorded it, so I don't know what it's about. Again, I already alluded to, I don't know who the two guests are. There's 2 mystery guests. Hopefully they get introduced at the beginning. If they don't, then we're all going to be guessing and trying to figure out who it is. And then the spoiler review. Okay, I'll just say, my initial guess is that it's an Avengers-related spoiler review. But because I know they came out, did that come out in May? Now I'm going to look it up. Hold on. Everyone stand by. Let's see. Yeah, Avengers Endgame came out April 26, 2019. Yeah, so that's my guess is what we were talking about. That was a big deal back then, remember? Remember when people liked Marvel? So, we'll see. What is this? I'm trying to figure out links here. Yeah, okay. All right, so let's get into it here. I've been stalling long enough. Yeah, episode 45. Here we go.
I'm sorry, Tanner. What were you so late for?
What?
Why are you late?
I texted you.
Well, you also don't know which library we're in.
Yeah.
Were you planning on going to the other one?
Yeah.
The one that's under construction?
Yeah.
That you can't enter?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Actually, was it open last week? No, you've never
No.
you've never even seen it. You've never even been able to go in there since you've been here.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
we
have.
have.
Have you? How long have
Yeah.
you been here?
Same as you.
I don't think so. It wasn't open last semester.
Yeah,
Was it?
it closed.
That's right. It closed over
Right
in
after
January, right
finals.
after January. But he never went in there.
No, why would I go to a library?
It doesn't even have books, so
I know.
here's a point.
No, why would I go in a library in general?
You're in one right now.
Other than to record a podcast.
Okay.
All right, pausing here. So we've heard one additional voice in addition to Tanner and myself. I don't know who it is. I'm like trying to think. It doesn't jump out at me initially. When they say their name, hopefully it'll ring a bell, but I'm not getting it right now. Again, it's been years. I apologize if it's someone I know very well. I'm sure it's a lovely person, but I can't remember who it is. Sorry. Well, okay, let's keep going.
Okay, anyway. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Experience Podcast with me and someone else.
And someone else.
And I guess me too.
That's good enough. A lot of people do someone else, and there's no one else. Unless there is.
Unless there is. Yeah.
Is she coming?
I don't know. Maybe halfway through. We'll see.
Maybe halfway through. So we have a very special guest this week.
If you want to introduce yourself, that's your cue.
Tanner, go ahead.
What's up? My name's Tanner. You
No.
guys know me.
Go ahead.
I'm 14
Now,
years
her
old.
name, she has many names.
She's me.
Yes, I do.
And we're going to play the good guessing game. Tanner, guess her
Do you
name.
remember
Me?
my name? Yeah, do you remember?
Yeah, it's Samantha.
No.
That's the first
That's-
wrong name.
That's the first wrong name.
Yes.
Well, how many guesses do I get? Because I know it now.
Well, you're going to keep going. This podcast will run like 45, 50 minutes, so However,
I don't think that's going to be a great podcast segment.
Do you know it? You really do know it?
I do really do know.
What is it?
It's Danielle.
Wow.
Wow,
Okay.
That's pretty good. Anyway, we're testing out a new studio today, just in case.
Shout out to
I like
Crossland
it.
Towers, constructed in...
It's only one tower. It's not Crossland Towers.
Crossland Tower. Yeah. Okay.
Pausing here. Danielle. Wow. What do I know her from? I feel so bad because I can't remember who this is. Oh my god. Danielle. No. It's not ringing a bell. I feel terrible. Okay, let's keep going. I'm embarrassed here.
Fine. Constructed in 2019, opened in January of 2019, so...
So it wasn't constructed in 2019.
It was being constructed in 2018 to 2019.
No, it's been worked on for a long time now.
It's been longer than that. The point is,
Okay,
we're in Crossland Tower. We're here to shake things up a bit.
what's going on?
She said, it'll take me like 20 minutes to get over there, so y'all can start soon. I
Tell
understand.
her run.
That's fine. She gets here. Tanner will let her in, and we'll make a big deal
ran.
about it too.
Yeah.
What? Okay, sorry. Your online final.
My
Go
online
ahead.
final.
What is this?
I was
Is
taking
this an IE thing?
Yeah, it was for IE
Well, of course
3025,
it
which
is.
is engineering economy.
Oh, of course it is.
I kind of wrapped it up.
What does that mean?
I finished it quickly so I could run over here and record
Well,
the
you
podcast.
probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, no, it didn't end up well.
Did you? So you could have taken that whenever,
Yeah.
and you chose to take it right before you knew you were going to be busy.
Yeah.
Did
And
you-
we actually had plans before this that you had to cancel.
Yeah.
Did you need an A?
No, not necessarily. At this point, I kind of...
And
If I'm prioritizing the podcast over my own grades...
probably,
I think
Well, but I'm sure
it
you were
kind
so
of-
busy throughout the day. You had a lot of stuff going on. Oh,
it
no?
wasn't, no.
Okay.
I
So
woke
you
up
could have
at
scheduled that.
11.
Oh, you
Yeah.
woke up at 11. So you could have
Yeah,
scheduled the podcast then, or even not podcast.
Yeah, I could have
the
worked
final.
on it then, yeah.
You had so much time.
No, I
today.
made a lot of mistakes.
Interesting. Yeah,
Yeah,
sounds
speaking
like
of
it.
mistakes. You ready for a multivariable exam?
It
So
already
she already
happened.
took it. So
For-
you can do a
oh,
full
wow.
Did.
review and recap. No spoilers, obviously.
No spoilers, obviously. Unless you want to spoil.
We'll put a spoiler segment,
Unless
and
you
then
want
so
to.
we'll do a non-spoilers,
Go ahead
and then
tell me what's on.
spoilers.
Okay, I mean, I had 2 exams in one day.
Oh.
So
Tanner, get
that was
closer
a little
to her.
stressful.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it wasn't awful. I mean, it's a test. It's a final, so
Okay.
you're not going to
Oh,
enjoy
So those
it.
are overall feelings.
I was pretty
Okay.
It was
generalized.
So that's
you
the
know.
grade you would give it? Is an
I mean,
eh?
yeah, I needed a 70 to keep my A. So.
Oh, okay. Big flex.
Well,
no, no.
70 to keep
No, no,
an
no.
A.
So
Wow.
we'll see. We'll see.
Tanner needs a 70 to get an A. And the math doesn't work out there. But,
Oof. Well,
Wait. The 70 to get an A?
yeah, it doesn't really work out there.
110 to get an A, probably.
Yes.
Right?
It's probably up there.
yeah.
Oh, for your math class? Oh,
Do you know
Wait.
what mine is?
Oh wait.
No, you probably
When's your
just
test?
got to get like a B on it to get an
Me?
A. Yeah, probably.
Were you not kidding? No way.
I don't know how the class is going to get curved.
If it's good, I
If
probably.
you get over like an 85,
Does
you
our
should
class
be
get curved a lot?
I don't know. It curves differently every semester depending on the grades.
Well, how much in general? What does he tend to?
They'll
curve
probably
by?
put the percentages that I showed you on the thing
Like
I
he
showed
tries
you.
to
Where I
standardize
showed you
the
the
distribution.
grade
Yeah.
distribution. Yeah, they'll standardize it.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
You
Have
think-
You could do that math yourself because you know the test averages and everything.
we
don't you?
know the test? I don't think. I only know test 2's average because it was really low, and my test.
All the other
average-
test
my
averages
was
were in
really
like
low.
the 80s.
Yeah,
So
that one was a 66.
it may
the
not be
test
great.
two.
It might.
I'm pausing here. So, I'm wondering if this is a student that I tutored. I did basically group tutoring. I led group tutoring sessions during my time at Georgia Tech for most of. Well, when did I start? My second year, I want to say. So, for a lot of the time, I was I was doing like group tutoring sessions, and so I met a lot of great people. And I'm wondering if she's one of the. I don't remember. I really don't. I'm sorry. But let's keep going.
Maybe I could curve that much. Maybe curve a little bit.
We'll see.
Anyways, let's get into the spoilers discussion, and we are putting a spoiler warning here.
So what was on the test?
So
We
what
got-
specifically?
What was on
You
the
know what?
test?
Someone in the group me, so the high schoolers who
Mhm.
don't take the second half of the test,
Yes.
asking what are the questions he's asking you to do. Then someone actually said it.
Someone answered
Someone
that?
said it was. I guess they say it. Someone said like, "Oh, it's the natural log of a cylinder or whatever." Which doesn't make a lot of sense. I think they meant something
There
else.
was a question with the ln of x minus x.
Yeah.
That was on there. use that.
X natural log of X.
Integral?
Yeah,
minus
is the
X.
integral of the
The
natural
integral
log
of
of
Which is
natural
X.
log of
X
x,
natural log of
x,
X.
yes,
ln of x minus x.
So you did use that. And
I did
say
use that. I
See?
wrote it on my formula sheet because we had this conversation.
No, I
You
memorized that
should have
one.
gone to my session where we
When?
actually did that. We said that.
When?
in one of the sessions.
One of the sessions.
Oh, I don't go to all your sessions. What do I look
Obviously.
like?
How'd you do on the second test? Okay.
For the fourth
Okay.
podcast in a row, we're gonna bring it up.
I did bad on the second test too, so.
They only had 2 tests and they can't drop one.
Oh yes, I've heard about that, and their formula sheet kind of sucks.
No, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It does. It
We got
has
to
like
ride
3
around.
Booty.
things,
It's
and everything
literally
else is
booty.
like.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
It's like, what is the definition of a bird? It doesn't. Really, it's not very useful.
When is your test?
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Yes.
We went over some stuff last week, which I'm going to get into something else, but and he did. We went over one thing
Yeah, it wasn't a whole lot.
in an hour.
Yeah.
He was very distracted. There was a lot going on. To be fair, there were
Well-
2 other people there with me. Well, one of them I brought. One of them was just happened to be there.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I mean friends that were with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One just I happened to run into who was working on something else, and he was very clueless.
Yes.
Anyway, someone messaged
Mhm.
me on a messaging app.
Do go
I won't mention the name. Let's call it Group Us.
Keep us.
Okay.
His name is Wrigley, by the way. That's Rig, spelled R-I-G.
No,
Lee
someone
dash
messaged me, and I assume
L-E-E.
I don't know if it's a high school or I guess I could have looked it up, but they asked me. Maybe I should pull up the conversation, but
Yeah.
they asked me, "Hey, can you help me study for this test? Like at some point over the next couple of days?" First of all, that's not technically my job.
Mm.
Like my job is done technically.
You don't have to help
I only
anyone?
hold sessions. I'm not like a private tutor. At least, and actually, if I accept money
then
for
he's
private
gonna get
tutoring,
in
that's
trouble.
actually beyond my contract. I'm not allowed to do that.
Are you allowed to accept favors?
Depends on what kind of favors. No. And so someone, yeah, and I was like, no, sorry, I can't because that's no. And they said, not even an hour. Like that was the response. I was like,
No.
So wait, why are there?
I was like, why didn't you go to my review
So
session?
you can tell it was a high school or no?
I could look at
There
the
are high
name.
schoolers
Yeah.
in your class?
Yes, and we have this thing called Piazza.
Maybe
which is
oh my goodness, Piazza is
it's-
just a way for stupid people to look stupid.
Basically, yeah, it's a way for people to ask
Anonymously.
questions in the
Anonymously.
class
Think about that,
anonymously,
yeah.
and
No,
then
some of them don't make it anonymous. That's
yeah,
the thing.
because they can't even figure out how to do that.
Do you know this person? Let's see. Don't say the name, just in case.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, they're like an hour and a
Okay, pausing here. So I'm putting the pieces together. So I actually scrolled back through my chat messages from 2019. And I do have a message on April 26, 2019, which is probably when we recorded this, from someone asking for tutoring help. And yeah, I guess this mystery guest is someone I tutored. I became friendly with a lot of them. I'm wondering, I don't have a group chat for that class though. It must be well, maybe there's another. Let's see. I'm gonna hold on. Let me keep scrolling because sometimes some of these chats I'm like and then the other thing is, wow, look at that. Okay, so I lost it. I was gonna mention. I don't remember what I was gonna say, but anyway, I got lost scrolling through my old chats. Wow, don't do this. I don't wait. Is this? No, that's not it. I'm like, maybe it's from here. Wow, these really stretch out from 2019. What a time, you know. Oh, Piazza. That's what I'm talking. Piazza is just like a I don't know if it's still around actually. You can double check that. Piazza was basically just a platform for students to interact with the professors and with each other. Basically just like a school-oriented social media platform, almost like, where you make posts, almost like a Reddit, but for school. Kind of is how I would think about it when I describe it right now out loud. Where like people can make posts and then they can respond to each other. But if the professor or the teaching assistant responds, it'll kind of flag it as like official response or whatever. You know what I mean? So like you'll know if it's real. And so it was more for like broader questions if you wanted to ask in general, or like, hey, you know, which problems are we supposed to do out of the problems that you posted? You know what I mean? They're like, which do you recommend for the, you know, stuff like that. Something like, not like very specific ones, but usually more general ones. But then sometimes like, hey, I'm really struggling with this. Can I, you know, does anyone can help? Or like, does anyone want to study together next week or something? You know what I mean? So that's what it was used for. It was just sort of like a posting platform for students specifically, where the professors are kind of like the moderators and can answer questions. And honestly, it's a great idea to have like a platform like that where, you know, people can ask questions. It gives people another avenue, and like it sort of opens the door and breaks down the barrier of like having to ask other people for help, right? It gives you another avenue where it's like, if you don't want to like go to people in person or you're too shy, you can post on the forum. And I think you could also post anonymously as well, and ask for help there. And so it just gives people another opportunity to do that, which I think was a good idea. And you know, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, doesn't hurt, you know, even if no one posts anything, it's like, it still doesn't hurt to have it available and people can interact there and help each other. So I always found it kind of nice. But then, like I said in the podcast here, and I'm really we're going long here, you do have people who just like post ridiculous comments or questions, and it's like, come on, like let's keep this you know, let's keep this a little, I don't know. People would ask like, yeah, just ridiculous questions. Like, why are you asking that? Anyway, back into it. We'll see how long we go. We'll try to go another, like 8 or so minutes, and then we'll call it up.
I was like, "What? Did you go to the review session?" They said, "Nope." I said, "Why not?" They said, "I had something else going on."
Does that mean?
Obviously, it wasn't important.
Yeah, obviously it wasn't important.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
No.
Stupid high schoolers.
The high schoolers tend to.
They're
I mean,
pretty
we can't prove that they're the
Can't
ones asking these
prove,
questions
yeah, of
on
course.
Piazza.
no, because some of them don't leave it. Like, there's one name that I won't say out loud, but he
Yeah.
always asks stupid questions.
But like, and they'll mess with the teacher. They'll ask questions that he's asked just to.
are they
frustrate.
messing with it, or are they just stupid? I can't tell.
I can't tell.
I think it's both.
Well, Lubinsky posted something.
But he-
something he like.
Oh, he ranted. He went. He lost his change.
Really?
Yeah. Because when I took this class again a while ago, I don't remember the high schoolers or anyone being this stupid. I don't remember. I don't think we had a Piazza, to be fair. But still, he would have sent like emails.
Yeah.
They would have emailed, and I don't remember him getting this upset.
Because they can access him whenever, and they don't think through what they're writing down.
Okay, pausing here. Just to clarify, when we're talking about high schoolers, so this is a multivariable calculus class. It's a college class, typically for, you know, people in their first or second year of college, right? One of their, you know, depending on how much math they did or tested out of in high school. Now, speaking of that, sometimes there would be high schoolers, not sometimes, I think especially later on, not I don't think when I took the class, or maybe there were, I guess. But they would have like basically a high school students, you know, however many, like 10, 15, 20, I don't know. That would basically like video in during each lecture and basically take the class with us, the college students. So, you know, it was an opportunity for them to take a college course. Instead of taking like an AP class or something, I guess they would just take the college class itself, right, and count it that way. And these were high schoolers in the area, you know, in the Atlanta, Georgia area. So that's what we're talking about. We talk about the high schoolers that were taking the class. And they would like be in the, like, you know, they would be virtually in the class. They would be taking the test with everyone and all that. So, yeah, back into it.
They don't.
There was one that really got me. The high schoolers have 2 days to take their final because
Well, it's split up.
it's split up, but
They said the
They've-
same amount of time, roughly.
just in 2 days. And so we get a formula sheet. So one of the high schoolers asked, since we get to take it in 2 days, do we get 2 formula sheets?
Oh my
Like,
fucking
no.
god.
They've also asked. He's also
So
said a number of times, the
stupid.
formula sheet you can put whatever you want.
Yeah.
Anything is fair game. And then, of course, there's 10 different questions on all things. Can you put on the?
And like,
Can you put old old test questions on the practice sheet?
yeah.
Can you put old textbook questions on the?
Yeah. What about writing in like red ink and then
Yeah.
using?
Oh, someone did
Any
ask that.
color?
No, someone said, "Am I allowed to
To
use a
write in-
pencil as opposed to a pen?"
No, like red ink and then
Yeah.
blue ink and then doing like that. glasses trick where you put like a certain lens that
Why? I don't.
just
think
will allow
anybody
certain colors
I don't
through
think
it?
you know how that
put
works.
that much effort.
Yeah, you know what I'm
I don't
talking
think you know
about?
how that works either.
Have you not seen those like crazy study cards? No.
No.
Anyway, I
But-
again, I can't tell what's fake and what's
Because
real.
he even posted, he was like, yeah, you can print it, or you can like
You can do anything you
use a
want.
printer, you can write on it. No.
Probably don't need to print this. If you really need to put stuff that small, then
I think
you
he
don't
was
know what's
talking
going
about
on.
the graphs.
Even so, just draw them. It takes 2 seconds.
It takes. Plus, like, one sheet's a good amount.
If you
could-
can't,
you
if
could
you
fit
can't,
a lot on
and
one
if you
sheet.
can't draw the graph on your sheet, then you're not gonna be able to draw it. Like if you're like, oh, I can't draw that, so I'll print it out. Well, then you're not gonna be able to draw it on the test.
Well, it's like a multiple choice.
You gotta use
You
your
knew
head
that
then.
was going to be on the multiple choice portion.
No,
So
no, like if you
wouldn't-
needed to draw it for like the surface, for the surface
yeah.
integrals, you may have to draw like whatever.
Yeah.
You can still use it there.
Did you have to? Don't answer on the podcast, but shake your head yes or no.
No, we knew what topics were on which
You
parts of the
did?
test. Yeah.
Like
He
which
tells
ones
you which
specifically?
ones.
Yeah, because like everything that we learned from after test 4 was the written portion of the final, and everything before that was the multiple.
Was a multiple choice, and he only does multiple choice, which there are a lot of dumb multiple choice questions because it's easier to grade, obviously.
Well, the multiple choice was pretty easy, in my opinion,
Well, no, I'm saying he only makes it that format because it's easier
because
to
it's
grade.
easier to grade.
But people get asking, are there multiple choice question practices? And it's like, I don't think the questions were not any that
They
much
weren't
different.
bad.
Conceptual. I mean, like they weren't different types of questions. But these people made it seem like they were completely different types of questions as they've been asked before. It was still like, what is the curvature? He just gives you the answers.
Yeah.
And you circle the right one.
A lot of kids, apparently, he gets really frustrated about this one. The kids ask
You get
if they get
partial
partial
credit.
credit on the multiple choice.
But the whole point of multiple choice again is so you can
To
grade
eliminate
easier
partial credit. Yeah.
because it's quicker.
In high school, I mean, I think we did get some kind of partial credit on multiple choice.
But that's only if there's like 3 or 4, and
And you had
that's
to do
the
some
point of
math
it.
out for it.
But for this, when it's this many, it's obvious that it's just for the grade. It's grading. It's on his end.
So in other news, high schoolers are stupid and their prefrontal cortex.
Hey,
is
where'd you go
haven't
to
been
school
developed.
before this?
Pope High School.
I knew that.
No, but what in between Pope High School and Georgia Tech? There's something in between?
Yes.
He told me he was from Alaska, but honestly,
That's not right.
Hold on, let me
Would you go to
think,
school
let me
somewhere
think,
else?
let
No,
me
you
think, let me
can't
think.
work around this because you literally
No,
have a
I
podcast
did.
about
I
it.
did.
Is this something else?
What is it called?
Huh? Yeah, go ahead. Take your time.
Hold on.
Are you looking it up?
Yeah.
You're looking up clever jokes, clever comebacks?
Yes, that's what it was. I went to Georgia Highlands College.
I don't
Go
think that's what
Chargers.
it was.
Yes, it.
No, that's not what it was. Is something
I
else?
dual enrolled at Georgia Highlands.
No, that's not
College.
probably not what it was.
It is what it was. Go Chargers.
I don't know what you just read, but let's get black to it.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
Wait, really?
What do you think he means by that?
Stand,
UGA?
yeah,
wow,
that's
you're
where
really
Tanner.
smart.
You went to UGA?
Yeah.
But aren't you a first year too? Or you
First year
he's
here.
transferred.
You're first year here.
Yeah, he transferred.
Okay.
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm actually 30.
Oh, okay. Did you get one of those? Like you could go to UGA, or you could go somewhere else for a year, and then if
No,
you
it was
had-
more like I spent 20 years at UGA.
Oh, really?
I think you wanted to go. Did you want to go here always?
What do you mean? Well, in
Were
high
you
school.
always planning on going here? And then you got into UGA and you went there.
No, I never got into
What was the
Georgia Tech out of high
process?
school.
What was the process?
In high school, I wanted to go to Georgia Tech as a computer engineer.
And then you said that sounds hard.
No, I didn't get in as
Oh.
a computer engineer. So at UGA, I was computer systems engineer. which
Well,
is
they
close
say
to
they don't
that.
discriminate major here, but I think they do.
I think they do. I think I would have gotten in if I put business.
Well, there
definitely-
are people.
Shout out to Sean.
There are people who like do that. Like they'll
And then switch.
They'll apply to like the fine arts side of Georgia Tech, and then they'll get in, and then they'll switch to engineering, which is a scummy way to do it.
But also, if you weren't smart enough to get in the lower way, are you really going to do well?
That's true. You can struggle through it.
Tanner's a prime example. I'm sorry, go ahead, yeah? And then you transferred after a
I
year?
transferred after because I thought I wanted to do industrial engineering.
Why did you choose that one?
I thought, why did I choose that one?
Mm-hmm.
there's no reason.
Yeah, what was the reason?
No, okay. So
She wants to
I
know.
was kind of torn between interests.
Okay, what were you interested in?
In high school, like I said, computers, and then when I got to UGA and I messed around with it.
I've seen you on a computer. You're not great at it.
What is he great at? That might
I haven't
narrow
figured
down.
that out yet.
I'm good at a lot of things.
Lying.
That's good.
That
Is he
is-
good at that though?
I can never
usually
tell.
know.
I convinced her.
Yeah.
On what?
I thought he was from Alaska.
Yeah,
You
but-
actually thought
Well, there was also some stuff that you said before that.
that was convincing?
Okay, we're gonna pause there. Sorry, I was like trying to figure out a good time to pause. We're at 15 minutes and 41 seconds. We got to get going. We got 2 more parts of this to record. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, not bad. I'm excited. So, yeah, the spoiler review for anyone who wasn't paying attention was of the final exam that we're talking about for a multivariate calculus class that I was a group tutor for. I don't know what the breakdown is or something, and apparently there are 2 guests. Well, we said invite 2 guests, so maybe the second guest doesn't come, or I guess the 4th member of the podcast doesn't come, but we'll see in the next couple of parts. Thank you all for listening. Don't forget to come out for parts 2 and part 3, which will be the following weeks. And then we'll see where we go from there. We got some exciting podcasts coming up, and yeah. All right, have a good day, everyone.